Are you someone who enjoys reading novels on mystery and crime? Perhaps you've read some of these titles, or even some of these. If you want to be truly gripped by a mix of horror, suspense, and even morbid fascination about actual acts of crime, switch from fiction stories to a true crime book. Some true acts of crime you may be familiar with, such as what happened to John Benet, or the grisly double murder of Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman, allegedly done by the famous O.J. Simpson. The death of Laci Peterson and her unborn baby was another horrific act of murder that shocked the nation. JC was the girl kidnapped at a young age and lived with her kidnapper for years, even bearing his child. To find out the full stories of these people and more, as well as true accounts of crimes across the spectrum, delve into a true crime book. What truly happened to John Benet? Read one of many true accounts of the events surrounding O.J. Simpson's trial. The scope and magnitude of this double murder and the victims involved was the subject of multiple true crime books. The fact that this is nonfiction, as in true, makes this true crime book both shocking and sad. The details of JC's story of kidnapping and the years that followed is chilling. In thinking of true crime, we automatically think of names that made the news and the media. But what about the others? Through the years, there have been thousands of victims. Their names and stories unknown to most of us. Loved ones whose lives were extinguished at the hands of someone with a criminal mindset. On more than one occasion, there were multiple victims from just one killer. Smiling faces we can only learn about by opening a true crime book to read their stories. And learn of what happened to them. As well as a way of giving them recognition. True crime acts have no discrimination, no matter the age, sex, or race. Anyone can be a victim just by crossing the path of someone with intent to commit a crime. Even entire families. How do we find their stories? Today, we can find snippets and info simply by clicking a mouse or tapping a screen. But the best place to read and learn is on the shelves of a true crime library. From acts of simple burglary to more serious crimes of nature to serial killing or just plain evil, it's all in a true crime library. Okay. Ever wondered who the very first American killer was? Do you know what happened in the scandalous O.J. Simpson trial? Or the truly shocking story Scott Peterson gave about his wife Laci? Most of us have heard of the daring escapades, destruction, and death of Bonnie and Clyde. Some of the most horrifying criminals of all are serial killers who kill again and again. Reading the true crime account of Jeffrey Dahmer could give one nightmares. Most of us have heard about Ted Bundy as well. Perhaps more shocking is that serial killers can be normal, nice-looking people like the boy next door. Or this Barbie and Ken type of couple who teamed up in killing only virgins. We would possibly never suspect this one to be a killer. And who would ever think this lady would reach a mindset to commit alleged acts of murder? So how are these true acts of crime deciphered and usually solved, put together piece by piece, clue by clue? Through the science and methods of forensics. A true crime library also shares multiple books on forensic science and the crimes that have been solved. If fiction novels of mystery and crime pull you in, consider switching to nonfiction, true crime, and forensics, and be prepared to be shocked, horrified, and morbidly fascinated. Venture into a true crime library and get comfortable with a good book.